It's fine. There we go.
Oddball 3053
Oddball,
says,
what's up?
"Here we go again, let's build this crowd."
All right. All right. Let's do it.
Oddball 3053 says, we talked about all the bad tutorials out there.
Yeah, yeah. It is unfortunate. So I don't begrudge, I don't regret, or I'm not like saying it's bad that people have followers, because a lot of those guys, to have a lot of followers, you have to put the work in. And it is hard to do. And so, you know, but when you have a following, it comes with some responsibility. It does. And I think a lot of people are good-hearted, good-natured about it. It's not that they're trying to screw people over, but it's just unfortunate when, you know, if they're giving bad advice. It is. It's hard as a beginner for this stuff. I actually have a lot of respect for people who are beginners, who are trying to learn on the internet like this. They might not have means to go to school, which is why I have my stream on here, so that people can see what I'm doing with this stuff. And it helps me, keeps me in check, obviously, because people like you ask me questions and I have to have a good response. So you have to know what you're talking about. You have to assess things, and you learn a lot. And so it's beneficial to everybody, but it's extremely hard to learn, I think, online. And you know, you always, but it's like this too. Even at schools, there's bad advice everywhere. You know, it seems like you can always pick. Excuse me. You can always pick apart a teaching. I think there probably is a lot of bitterness out there with painting. A lot of painters go against the teaching because they either don't understand it or they suck at it and they're pissed. That's what I think. I think a lot of the early Impressionists, in fact, they couldn't do what a lot of the great painters were doing, and so they kind of went off on their own.
There's definitely info missing online.
Yeah.
I've been tracking it down since 2008, and your channel has been the only one with certain information.
Really? Tell me that information and I can double down on it, because
Oddball 3053 says, your stream is just fantastic.
Thank you.
Imagine we have this big YouTube with so many channels, but noon goes live like you do now, really answering.
They don't? They're not going, like, because I don't know. My thing is this, it's like, it's a crazy time for me. I'm not going to get into it. It's hard for me to get in to do the stuff that I have to do, so I just stream. But I always want to stream because of what we're talking about. This is how, you got to see it. You can watch videos. Like, I'm going to do videos. I will be doing videos. Right now, it's extremely hard for me because I'm doing this. I'm doing 1,000 other things. Because I have to be around for my parents right now. But like this, seeing it up close like this is, I remember when I was learning, sometimes the teacher said, well, how can we help you? I said, look, I don't even know what to ask. Can you just paint and show me? Because I don't even know what to ask. I want to see what you're doing. That's how you learn, man. You just got to watch it happen. You know, it's good to intellectualize things, but there's only so far that you can go talking about it. You got to see it. You got to do it.
They sometimes do, schedule 2 weeks ahead, with 300K watchers and spamming chat.
I guess their value is perhaps they're putting out solid content videos. They're probably putting their effort into courses and such, and that requires upkeep. I think it's very difficult to do, to maintain. You have to be managing other people who are teaching.
Overmodeling, too many values, turning down form with red, Bargu plates and why they matter, using straight lines vs curved, blue instead of gray, stepping back, squinting, working in thin layers.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Got it, got it, got it. A lot of this is forming your brain to see things correctly, to understand the developmental process of what you're doing. Sheremia, so I have one of my friends, every once in a while, she'll film for me, like she'll record me doing stupid shit. And so I actually went out to eat with her and a bunch of friends on this week. Anyway, I said, would you be up for that? I said, we need to start doing this stuff. She says, yeah. So we're going to, I said to myself, you know, Shakira's been asking about the hands. And I know I showed her some on stream, but in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to do a video where I'm going to have like 5 hand drawings, and then I'm going to do 5 paintings of those, and then I'm going to do this epic video, and then it's just like I'm doing that. It was the most retarded thing you can possibly do right now in my situation. So I am going to instead not try to be a perfectionist in terms of giving all the information at once. I'm going to break it down, just say, like, what are the hands? Like the hand that I did. Just do a video on that, break that down. The next one we'll do the painting. And then we'll do another one of, the one coming at us like this. And so in that manner, I'm reverting back to my mentality before, and I'm just going to start something. And so I'm planning, my goal was, and hopefully still is, to get this, like, at least start filming something either tomorrow or on Friday.
Oddball 3053 says,
because we need to get the videos
explain,
back.
I want to learn. What's these points, straight lines, turning down red, or blue instead of gray?
Straight lines. So these points, straight lines, turning down, tuning down, right? Let's see what she said. She said, turning down form with red. Blue instead of gray. Blue instead of gray. I don't understand that, actually. I don't know what you're talking about shooting me. I probably do, but can you explain the turning down form with red and then the blue and gray thing, like what you're saying with that? So I probably do. I'm probably just misunderstanding something. I don't think that works too good. I'll explain to you the straight lines, okay? While we wait. Let's see if I have any examples. You know how drawings tend to be very curvy and smooth?
Using red to make the form turn. One of the first lessons you taught me.
Okay.
Where a form turns, there is a red that appears. Using blue in an area where you could just use gray, like in skin.
Okay. So what she's talking about is kind of what we were talking about before, playing color off each other. Now, this doesn't always happen, but if you have, let's see, how is my face look? Well, we don't really have it, but okay. If there's a dark background behind me and my forehead is like very shiny, normally on the edge right here, fading off into the background, there's a slight warm value, and you can put, like, it's almost like a alizarin crimson, and you can even put a touch of cadmium in, but you can overdo it. But what it does, it creates a glow effect, and you can use that atmospherically to turn the form so it plays off the color and makes everything look more vibrant and more alive. It's like a little warm glow. It's an optical illusion. So it's not something necessarily, I don't know if it's not like physically existing, I guess. But it's like the value is slightly lighter than the dark background. It's a very dark background. Has to be a strong contrast. Because otherwise, if you just put the dark background up to a light value right here, it still works. It can still, but if you put a subtle red, a deep, it has to be, I think it has to be pretty, you have to kind of get that perfect balance. You can overdo it. It will make, it's amazing what it does. Spend time with your edges and understanding them. The blue in skin, you talk about grays. Gray is essentially what that means, at least to me. And I think this is what people like Scott and Sue Burdick are talking about. I think the grays are essentially like, like this isn't gray. This is like very high chroma, but like this would be more gray. It's like kind of muted down. You mute the value. It still veers towards green or red or blue or whatever, but it's like, it's muted. It's not as high color, high chroma. In skin, you can subtly push cools, like I spoke about.
3053 says,
and put some blues.
Now I understand.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, and the blues. So
but
like
take Nick Thurman, or Cave of Appalese, or yourself. You guys have so much more to comrade with than a decent garden variety manga cartoon drawer.
But take Nick Thurman or Appellees or yourself. You guys have so much more to contribute. Decent garden variety manga cartoon drawer. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's different, right? Like the cool, and here's the thing: you can learn stuff from them, especially somebody who's very good at cartooning, because they have to draw quick in any position.
Hey, oddball, don't underestimate people who draw anime or manga.
Yeah.
Some people have mastered realism and decide to do anime and manga as simplified realistic drawing.
I think they're talking about more of he said the garden variety, which is more like, most people go into that. That's what they can do. So I guess he's not talking about those people, because I agree with you about that, Shodomiya, but he's talking about the people who just like straight up just go into it. And I can see that. But there's like a lot of, some of the people do like different angles.
Teaching.
Yeah. Which, everybody's growing.
Oddball 3053 says, it's different, yes, but fundamentals are the same.
Yeah, the fundamentals.
They got good outlines, but they overblend and make it flat.
Yeah.
Very often.
True.
Of course, some are really good. Another person in line E8G says, buy Rembrandt's paint brushes. Shurikitten says, look into Psychra, he's very good. I don't know if his channel is recommended very often anymore, but I learned a lot from him back in the day.
Psychra? Cartoonist? Anyway, I mean, and that's the thing, that it's oftentimes there's really good teachings within.
I don't know why, but 4chair is a dwarf now, but I love it.
Is he a dwarf? What do you mean he's a dwarf? Anyway, yeah, I mean, there's...
Not OCA says.
Oka!
Happy Burrito Day.
There we go. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes
Shurikitten says,
you can take a lot of...
He always says stuff like the dwarf guy did when you're doing the airship battle in ICC. Buy me own beard.
Oh, yeah. Odin's Raven, yeah. It reminds me of Will Ferrell. What he does oftentimes. Anyway, yeah. I mean, you can take... It's very good to get in the habit of picking things you like and don't like about a certain teaching or training and what can be done better. But to do that, you have to have a certain understanding, and that comes with time. It's very important to have a solid foundation. That's what's hard to get, is what oddball, I think your frustration is with, a lot of these people who are just out there saying a bunch of bullshit, and they have the sub numbers, and so a lot of people listen to them. That can be frustrating, right? But, I think there's some
Another
good people
person
out
in
there,
line
I
E8G
guess.
says, yo,
Oh, nice. But yeah, I mean, ideally, you have people giving responsible advice, but it's just not life. But if you look at it, like a lot of the academies don't teach things. You know what? I can't say about the academies. There's some better than others, but like overall, universities have been like this. And I'm not trying to say that it's okay. It sucks. It's always been around where you have popular places teaching stuff that's not correct. And when you're a kid, you look up to these places and say, well, it's a university, or it's a school, and oh, they have a good reputation. How could they be wrong? They have to, they have all this grandeur and stuff. You walk in, it can be intimidating there and such. Everything's very well paid for, at schools, but the stuff they teach is bullshit. That stuff happens. Um, you know,
another person in line
and
E8G
YouTube's like that.
says,
It can be that way.
you know what they say about dwarfs?
Something about your penis? I don't know. Well, actually, this isn't QFX talking, so. But yeah, I mean, I get frustrated with stuff too. Sometimes I've heard people say things that I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, they know better than that. Like, why would they say this? This is, and you can easily break it down and prove it wrong. And it's like, it's frustrating because sometimes it gives, there's misrepresentation of teaching sometimes, I think, and it's problematic because it will prevent a lot of students who would go there and learn a lot from doing that. And it sucks. Like, you want, you know, especially like, here's the thing. Like, I remember when I was training, there were people who were up in the upper echelons and they didn't have a good grasp of what the hell they were doing.
Sharikitten says,
like, what the hell, man?
I understand. It's the same in teaching BDSM. I hear people say something that puts others in danger. At least in painting ITLL, just fuck up your painting, not end your life.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that's something, like I said, I don't pretend to know anything about that, but I mean, I can imagine that that's some serious stuff in there, like, especially when
Another person in
becomes
line
like some
E8G says,
strange thing.
Cherie is working on a masterpiece right now. Holy gaz.
The mermaid type figure, the one that you streamed, looks pretty sweet. You need to be doing bar drawings. She has so much drawing potential. She draws all the time. She's very good. She paints. I've been trying to get her to learn that academic side because it'll benefit what you're trying to do. That doesn't look good. Stay here. Focus. Focus. Sharimi is extremely talented. Not that smart. but talented.
Shurikitten says. I did a whole page of them lol.
She's not that smart. Like her brain's, but she tries, and she sticks with it. She's a go-getter. A lot of it has to do with the wall-eyed. One eye, if you look at her in real life, one eye is going this way, the other one's going not this way, like it's going kind of up at an angle.
Oddball
Say
3053 says.
20.
Lewis,
What?
can you teach us the Greek gigabotus? Why they have such big features like hands and feet in ancient art? Another person in line E8G says. Don't know what you did, Louise, but it pops more.
This? Oh, it does. I'm putting more defined brush strokes and I increase the value just a little bit, but the drawing's a little bit off. It's more impressionistic there. And I was trying to make sure that this is making sense because this is the same level, but it's kind of, this is dipping down further than this is, if that makes sense. Can you teach us the Greek gigabodies, why they have such big features like hands and feet in ancient art? I might have known that at one point. I don't know. I'd have to study it now. It probably represents strength. That would be my guess. If you have like, big hands and feet, that's what I think. They were very much into proportions, right? So you're not gonna have like Deadpool hand, a little claw hand.
Shurikitten says.
I don't know.
I know my painting has a lot of mistakes, I'm not happy with it. I'm still trying to figure out some things on digital as well.
Yeah.
Rebel 8 just now got to a point where it's able to complete drawings. Another person in line E8G says.
Yeah.
They did that so that they would be able to see them from the ground.
Is that why? I mean, I guess that makes sense. They used to, like, I know when you have like a facade, the statues, they'll elongate the torso so that because it accounts for the foreshortening you see, the perspective you're looking at, you're looking up, so it corrects itself. Is that why? That would make sense.
Shurikitten says. I thought it's because the penis needed to be very small.
I don't know. Why? But why did it need to be very small?
Another person in line E8G says. Got cut off accidentally.
It was cracked off. But were they cracked off or broken off? Who knows? The world may never. The world probably already knows.
Shurikitten says. They thought that a small penis was a sign of high intelligence.
I mean, no. I'm actually going to filter something right now. I was going to say, look at the Chinese. Hopefully, Twitch didn't pick that up. I don't think it matters anyway. But it's just stereotypes. It's probably not true. I don't know. And it is kind of a compliment to them. They are smart. Oh, goodness. This is tricky stuff, man.
Shurikitten says. That was on South Park 2 LOL.
Was it really? Yeah. That makes... Really? South Park's awesome. That'll be my defense when I'm appealing Twitch.
Another person in line E8G says. As they say. Use or lose it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. But it's good to bring back. In my opinion, we need to bring back an ideal sense of beauty.
says,
like we need to have established.
What kind of brush you have there, Luth?
They're pretty much all filberts. And I have one dagger brush. They're all hog hair. So, yeah. They're not that big.
Another person in line E8G says, they look pointy.
It's because I wrap them that way. Gives me a little bit more control. Control. Yeah. Control this. Shutter Mia. At Shikuri, tell her we're.
What bargain do you want me to do?
Tell her we're live. We need to start out with like a foot or something, just something kind of simple, and I think it would really benefit your work, like a lot.
Oh, so you probably like women that shave it.
What are you talking about, man? Actually, don't answer that question. I don't want to know. But yeah. This is starting to look decent. It's a little bit overmodeled in some areas. Let me take this out.
Shurikitten says, LOLWTF, where did that come from?
Exactly. Exactly. The thing is, here's the thing. It happens so much in the stream that I'm thinking, what did I miss?
Another person in line E8G says,
I had to double check to make sure it wasn't QFX. But it's Bedfordshire.
Sheer Curry says,
Shikuri.
I have arrived.
There we go. I had Shuddering Mia summon you. I have, so here's what I'm going to do with the videos. Shikuri.
Another person in line E8G says,
I'm an idiot. I was thinking, okay.
I mean, your paint brushes are nice and trimmed just like some ladies keep it trimmed like an airstrip landing. I've only seen in on Play Big magazine 20 years ago. Shurikitten says, you don't like the feet on my drawing, huh? Shurikitten says,
I've checked.
They're not even rendered yet.
But my idea for the hands video, which was absolutely 100% retarded, was, okay, I'll do 5 drawings of hands in different positions and then also paint them and do a video on that. That would have taken forever. So what I'm going to do, so I already have a couple of the hand drawings.
Sheer Curry says,
I'm going to start doing drawings individually.
Nobody is looking at the feed.
Exactly. I'm going to do individual drawing videos of each thing. So I'm going to do the drawing and break down the hands because that's going to be beneficial. That way we get the videos out. So I'm going to be less perfectionist about that. But I'm going to throw the skits in.
Says,
I got my person.
I guess Lewis did.
You're talking about the mermaid one, the The one that's you did in your stream. I saw the body. I haven't seen the feet. I probably saw the feet. I just don't recall it. But anyway, yeah. So I have
Kitten says,
my person who's going to film
Yeah.
everything. Me doing essentially stupid stuff. So we got it. I've been getting in brainstorming mood. What we're going to do. So we're going to get this thing out. My goal is to start doing some filming this week. That's my goal. I don't know if I'm going to hit it because this. I'm trying to get this thing going with. Like this needs to finish. I'm almost done. But it's been like 2 years since I've gotten a good video out. And I'm not talking about, we're not, the drawing class critique videos don't count. It's been so bad. There's no excuse. I have no excuse.
Kitten says, oh then why have me do the feet Bargu? Cher Curry says, you should draw mullet baby's hands too lol.
I know. You think I didn't think about that, Shakuri? If you know this, okay. The skits, driving here came up with about 3 different ideas that are the most retarded things that have not been done. Okay? And like, if you looked at me when I'm thinking about these things, you would think that I'm insane because I'm laughing by myself.
Another person in line E8G says, there she is, the myth, the legend, Cher Curry on this corner.
Look.
She's lean, she's mean, and shall squish your paint tubes.
Shirimiya, because I'm asking you to do feet doesn't mean that you suck at feet. It just means going to the foot bar drawing, it's going to teach you everything you need to know about everything else you're doing. It's the mentality I'm trying to get across. It's not confined to what subject you're drawing. Does that make sense? The best way to learn to draw feet, honestly, is just to have a live model and just draw it over and over again. Bar drawing.
Cher Curry says,
that's not how you
all
really...
it'll be squeezin'. Kitten says, oh, I didn't know that.
Exactly.
LOL.
That's why I'm trying to get you to do this stuff. It's not subject specific. I'm trying to get the mentality. Because I learned
Curry
landscape
says,
painting through figure drawing.
You could draw your own feet.
I learned landscape through drawing my own penis. Kidding. Banned.
Oddball 3053 says, quote, there are so many different techniques. What is right and wrong? Quote end. Was the last question someone wrote last live. But there are objectively better and worse techniques. Don't you agree? Kitten says, cause I've drawn feet for foot fetishists and they were happy, so I was confused.
Of course, that's why you were confused. Of course. All right. There's so many different techniques. What is right and wrong? Quote in was the last question someone wrote last live. But there are objectively better and worse techniques. Don't you agree? Yes, 100%. There are. It's just like just like working out. There's things to do and things not to do. There's more effective ways of, and there's rhythms of working out and reasons why you do it. Right? Yeah. Look, it's common sense. It's just, it's reasonable. It's reasonable.
Another person in line E8G says, if I did a self-portrait, I think I'd need a mirror or something like a big piece of glass.
Yeah. Get a mirror.
Cher Curry says, Kitten, I bet they pay a lot.
Shakari's thinking about getting into it. She's gotten lots of requests already. Creatures. Y'all know what... Wait, y'all aren't in Twitch.
They do, but they're very picky on what they like.
Wow. I don't understand foot
Cher Curry
fetishes.
says, I would.
You would what? I don't understand foot fetishes, though. I just don't understand them.
Share Curry says. No chubby piggies.
What are you talking about?
Kitten says. Foot fetish is a pussy fetish. The line is drawn to the pussy from the feet. When you're admiring the feet, you admire the pussy.
How? I don't understand how, though. How do people make that relationship?
Share Curry says. That's deep.
That's
Another
deep.
person in line E8G says. Over my head.
Shirimiya, now, I'm not saying you're wrong, but it sounds like a woman's explanation for what a man desires, and the woman, I think, intellectualizes more than the man does. That's what it sounds like. Now, you could be 100% right, because I don't know. But men and women do think differently. It's just how it is. But you might be right. Maybe you've spoken to somebody. You get it. You do ask questions.
Kitten says. This was said from the men on the foot fetish site. They all got together one time wondering why they admired feet and discussed it at length. This was the conclusion.
Really? But they had to... Huh. I mean, I guess that makes sense. There's obviously something there. I don't know how you get to that point.
Future Oil Painter says. Okay, it blocks my jokes switching. Oddball 3053 says. I've ended in a weird deep corner of YouTube again. Share Curry says.
Yes, you have.
It's always Atraite men.
It's always straight men.
Share Curry says. Straight. Kitten says. It was a lot of people discussing this, so it's a large sample size. Psychology would say that you minimize people to individual body parts as to not allow them to be a full person that could hurt you. Future Oil Painter says.
Huh.
I was saying I think Cherie's comment just reverted me to being a virgin again, cause I don't know nothing.
Future. Oh, that's Butt for Chair. That's freaking hilarious. That's pretty good. That's a good comment. That was pretty good.
Future Oil Painter says. We virgins gotta stick together, Lewis.
Shut up, man.
QFXYT says.
QFX.
Mad up.
What's up, man?
Share Curry says. Right on time, QFX.
This is speaking of virgins.
QFXYT says. You get in that gay feed now or what? Share
Gay
Curry
feed?
says.
Because of you guys.
We are just talking about you. Shurikitten says. I don't think Louis is a virgin. He was in Italy after all. Lots of tourists and opportunities lol. How do you think he passed school? QFXYT says. LMAO, I just watched that and I laughed so hard.
Exactly, you came in at the perfect. This is bullshit. Stuff I have to put up with here. It's coming from everybody now.
Sheer Curry says. How old were people in your classes in FAA?
I would say the average was probably around
Future Oil Painter says.
24, 25.
QFX by Dolly Partons, Great Partons.
So I was 19 when I first went, and I left when I was about 25. Or 20, yeah, 25. Oh, man.
Shurikitten says. An older woman taught him Bargas and the ways of love. No shame. QFXYT says. God, I'm switching to Twitch. I can't believe what shit YouTube censors.
Yeah, that's why everybody switches to Twitch. Y'all know everybody starts on YouTube, gets pissed at YouTube, then goes to Twitch. That's why I'm not going to do, shutting me, that's why I'm not going to do naked chicks anymore on Twitch. So I'm sick of doing the appeals and being pissed and having to reset things
Sheer
up.
Curry
It's not worth
says. So love and hate at the same time.
it. Yeah, the art and the love, yeah. What do we got? What do we got? But.
Future Oil Painter says. What are you gonna buy us with the Comey's Zion money, Luth?
The what? The commission money, Louis? I will buy you. You can't buy talent.
QFX says. Why were you so early today?
Truthfully, I don't know. Okay. I go through periods where I need a lot of sleep and where I don't. And I think I don't right now. And so like I went to bed at like 1:30 and then woke up at 8 o'clock and worked out and then got my dad moving. Also, the days when I have to bring him in here, I don't need to exercise him because exercise is me getting to the studio with him. So that's about 30 minutes right there. But yeah, I just woke up at a good time and I really, honestly, I rushed this morning to get out the door earlier. But it was also smoother taking care of Dad at home. It was much smoother this morning. Sometimes like a lot of stuff goes down or, it's complicated.
Future Oil Painter says. 30 minutes. I thought the Buns of Steel VHS tape was 1 hour.
Hey man, today was pretty intense. Today was my power cleans. It was horrible. Power clean day. I never look forward to days like this.
QFX says. I hate cleaning.
cleaning. Power clean, like the exercise. The up, press up. Bar. It's a full body workout, and if you want to get strong, that's the one to do, but it hurts the most. In my opinion,
QFX says, "Oh, clinging, I don't work out shit other than my burrito."
I know. Power clean.
Future Oil Painter says, "Lewis probably goes to the yoga gym class and lines up in the back row to admire the views."
That's not a bad idea.
Sherry Kitten says, "How were the tornado warnings there? The storms that came through were crazy."
Here? I mean, it was windy, and my mom was freaked out, and I was pissed off at everybody for freaking her out. That's what it was. Because I'm like, if we get hit, we get hit. Which is not, I mean, I need to take it more serious. I don't know, whatever. It's like, what are you going to do?
QFX says, "Some of those nados are crazy."
That is not right. That needs to be a little bit different.
Sheer Curry says, "Do you guys have to hide in basements?"
We would have,
says,
probably should have for
"They'll
this.
just take a whole neighborhood with them."
I mean, it wasn't, I don't know. They said that there were tornadoes, but we didn't get them where I was. At least I don't think.
Sheer Curry says, "No way." Sherry Kitten says, "Basement, closet, or bathroom. Most inner room of the home with no windows." QFX says, "Think Florida gets those crazy nados."
Yeah, places along the coast get them. We've had, places along the coast.
Sheer Curry
It's
says,
looking better than it did this
"I
morning.
would die."
You wouldn't die. You'd be fine. I mean, look, it's extremely rare to get hit.
Future Oil Painter says, "I once drove a U-Haul truck through a smallish tornado along the road, and it tilted the whole truck a little bit. I had to step on the gas to escape."
Yeah, that's scary. I mean, it's scary when you're in when you feel your life's in danger, it can happen really quick. It's important to stay calm if you can and just be rational, which can be hard. But I don't know. No, we didn't. How was it with you, Shutter Mid? Did you get, we got the
Sherry
wind and
says,
stuff, which is not.
"It's scary, but you just watch the weatherman and wear shoes and a coat in the bathroom. LOL, you live."
Right. Shutter Mid, Miz? He lives down in the Virgin Islands, and he said he almost he thought he was going to die. They had a very bad hurricane 5 or 6 years ago, and I remember I was we were with him in Discord, and then he's like, "Guys, I mean, I think things are looking pretty good here," and then he lost power. We didn't hear from him for 12 hours, and then he texted, and he's like, they lost all the power and stuff. It was just totally third world, and he said he thought he was going to die. They were in the bathroom, and the roof started coming off the house, and the door was banging. He was keeping the dogs in, so he was holding the door shut and stuff from the wind. They were up all night, and he was physically holding the door shut so that the wind and stuff wouldn't fly in and hit him. He thought he was going to die. I felt so bad for him. That's scary stuff. I've never been through anything like that before.
"My plan is, when I get to the pearly gates, Pumpkin Baby will distract St. John, while I sneak in."
The St. Peter bitch slaps you back out. It didn't work. Pumpkin baby, man. Everybody's freaked out. What have you brought? Yeah, pumpkin baby is the. That's something you should do a shirt.
Shuri Kitten says. Oh yeah, every year I watch hurricanes. They are a giant tornado basically. It's horrible. No, I've never been through one of those, but these storms I was just resting and then I heard a freight train. Future Oil Painter says.
You did? You heard
Here
it?
hold the St. Peter LOL.
So, dude, that's so. Wait, so you wait, is this where is this? So like you heard the freight train this time? Because if you did, then that was. Well, no, it wouldn't have been. Tornadoes don't make that sound, do they? Hurricanes do if you're like really close to it. I mean, we've been through, like, growing up. If you were around Hurricane Hugo, I remember that we were like down in the basement and stuff. That was scary. Hurricane Hugo. I was in the first grade. Still remember that. That was a crazy one, but we're okay. It is scary though. We have a lot of trees around us. Could fall. That is the one thing I do get concerned about is the trees. We live in a forest, and I'm always afraid that one of them is going to fall on our house now.
QFX says. What other kinda Hugos are showing up in your feed now? Shuri Kitten says. Thankfully it was far away, but I was able to hear it. My phone didn't even increase volume like it should have. Turn up the volume on your phone on tornado watch days. It's not automatic. Future Oil Painter says. That splains looks brain damage. Shuri Kitten says. Yep, that sound means a tornado is near.
Yeah, that's why you want to be careful. My thing is this, like, I don't know, maybe I should turn it up. I'm just like, I'm not for weather alerts. I'm not for all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe I should be. I mean, it is good to be prepared. So, like, maybe I'm wrong about that.
QFX says. LMAO, I wonder why they're feeding you this. They must watch our inputs, or did you type in some gay stuff yourself? Shuri Kitten says.
You guys keep on talking.
It's good to have that and a weather radio. Get one at Publix. They're cheap, and if the power goes out they still work and can let you know if it's clear.
I just think everybody's too afraid all the time of everything. But maybe I should take it more serious.
Future Oil Painter says. I have a t-shirt from Myrtle Beach, says Myrtle Beach Hurricane Escape Plan, and in the back says grab beer and run like hell. Shuri Kitten says. That and a power bank for your phone. Shuri Kitten says. Not to encourage fear. Just to have the equipment and be prepared. QFX says. Nice fridge work you got there.
Is fridge work? Fridge work, like, hey, Mom, look what I did. Hanging this giant ass thing. Like my mom goes to get like a tea or something, and the birchwood panel falls and breaks her foot.
LOL, Myrtle Beach doesn't give a fuck. They know they get hurricanes.
Exactly. Myrtle Beach, man. Cherry Grove, trashy place. Gosh, I feel like I should continuously work this thing up. Like, the more I paint, the more I see.
QFX says, do you know Cesar Santos?
I bet you I saw him when I was there because he was in Italy the same time I was. I know who he is. I don't think he knows who I am. I don't think we've met, but like he was friends with somebody who I was good friends with. So who no longer does art,
QFX
unfortunately. I
says,
think that's a mistake.
his work is pretty good.
His work is damn good. I like him. I was actually talking about him earlier today to Odd World. Yeah, I
Future
mean,
Oil Painter says, Santos looks like he would hit on you, Lewis, watch out. QFX says, Nerdrum. Sheer Curry says,
no.
I don't like his current work.
Oh yeah, so Shakari, I know what you're talking about. I agree. I think he kind of, you know what? I kind of went through a phase like that too. Look, remember the house paintings I was doing? I think he's getting commissions from people who want things off photographs, and it's kind of, but you've seen the work he can do is like solid. Like, this is a painting I want to do. I don't think he's doing that right now, but I haven't seen a lot of his recent stuff. But he's really damn good, I think. I like
Sherry
him.
Kitten says,
I really
is
like him.
Dolly like stuff or? Sheer Curry says, it's abstractish.
Oh, it's abstract? I'll have to see what he's doing. Is he choosing to do it? I hope he's not doing that.
Sheer Curry says, yes, kinda, I think.
Son of a bitch. Well, then I take back everything that I've ever said about him. I'd have to see it. But
Sherry Kitten says,
I think he's extremely
yeah,
talented.
looks like Picasso and Dolly. Future Oil Painter says,
Oh.
why does Santos have to yell every time he talks? Hi, I'm Santos. QFX says,
Does he?
I like his traditional stuff.
Yeah, me too. He's so talented. He's damn good.
Sheer Curry says, it's like Renaissance Picasso Dolly.
Oh. I'm not sure I like that. I'd have to see it though. I express myself. Working the edges. We gotta work the edges here. What is that?
QFX says, Renaissance is good.
Yeah, but not like abstract Renaissance. I want to express
Sherry
myself.
Kitten says, didn't Scott Waddell say Caesar got super pissed he didn't win the contest and flipped out in the bathroom? XD.
What?
Future Oil Painter says,
What?
actually just saw an old Santos video. He said his parents sold the house to send him to art school. Sheer Curry says, QFX, did you see it? Future Oil Painter says, unless I misheard. Sheer Curry says, maybe this new work is his protest.
Scott Waddell's so funny. He's always talking so much shit by telling the stories he tells. Most people, they're like, I'll just not, keep the... He goes through and just says it. He's like, guess what happened? This guy. It's really funny. I don't know why. I mean, it's funny because he's not talking about me. Fortunately, he doesn't know me. See, that's one of the good things about being anonymous. Nobody knows who I am, which is good. It's probably a good thing, let's be honest. Oh, man. Chroma. A little bit higher chroma level here. Some parts. A little lighter, so let's bring this over here. This needs a little bit of light.
Shurikitten says.
This is on.
Yeah, Scott went in the bathroom to clean himself off. I guess it looked like he pissed himself. Meanwhile he hears Caesar flipping the fuck out in the bathroom wiping his pants if I remember correctly.
I love stories like this. Like, this stuff was common. People would do stupid shit. I'm sure I did stupid shit. Probably did. I mean, you know, keep in mind, like, you're younger at that time too, so you have a lot of maturing you have to do. Obviously now I'm extremely mature, so, you know.
Future oil painter says.
It's just how it is.
Oh man, what the fridge is that twisty thing?
What are you talking about? This? Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out myself. These are cows. Or longhorns.
Shurikitten says. I'm waiting to hear the rumors of Louis flipping the fuck out on Vargas throwing spaghetti as a plumb line. Future oil painter says. No on Discord.
What's happening on
Shurikitten says. I posted his recent work in the general of the disc.
Whose recent work? Mine? Or who? Oh, Cesar Santos?
Shurikitten says. Caesar.
Yeah.
Future oil painter says. Santos.
Yeah, I got it. All right, I need to check disc. Wait, I don't check it out on my phone, though. Or I check it out on my phone, not there, because it always screws the internet up. Oh gosh, we're not getting good frames? What the hell? It says YouTube's excellent. Okay, and now we're getting better frames. Okay,
Sheer Curry says. Maybe that's what happens when you get too good. Shurikitten says. What does Santos mean? I remember on GTA San Andreas there was a radio station called Radio Los Santos.
guys, I actually like it. I like it. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. It has good form.
LMAO, he talks kinda like a GTA SA characteristic.
I like it. I do.
Future oil painter says. Looks like a colorful poop.
I don't know why, but I did not expect that I would like this.
Sheer Curry says. Liar.
No, I'm not. I think that looks cool, man. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's good at painting.
You like it, OMG lol, he's betraying us, everyone run.
I'm not. He has good form and technique and, like, it's so expressive. I don't know. I like it. Not in a million years would I have thought that. Good job. He's doing something right.
Sheer Curry says.
I'll formulate why.
It was fun the first 3 paintings.
Well. Oh. he's good. Like he's very good at painting.
QFX says.
He is.
Think he had some burnout, gotta freshen it up every now and then, I guess.
Yeah, but like it's controlled, and it seems like he has a direction he's going. I don't know. I like it. Looks cool to me, even though I have no idea. Here's the other thing. I remember seeing some stuff like this over in Florence, and it reminds me of that, and it's kind of bringing me back to that. And I don't remember what it was. I think in some of the museums, some of the museums had some work that was like this, and it could have been in a corner of a painting or something. And sometimes it had to do more with theology, like maybe what like hell or purgatory was like. So they had some weird creatures, and it was just I remember staring at this stuff, being like, "Wow, that's very expressive. It's very imaginative,
Future
but in
Oil
a cool
Painter
way."
says. Well, at least he hasn't sold an invisible sculpture, which you have to feel, that one Italian artist guy. Shrikitten says.
What happened?
That's the kind of shit that makes you go no fuck Vargas, just do random shit.
But it's like this is too much, isn't it? Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. Crow's lame. It's kind of shit that makes you go to but he's able to do that stuff because of his training. It's like he's not just randomly throwing stuff together. Or maybe he is. That, I mean, that's weird. And he'll get back to some realistic stuff too. I'm
Not
sure.
OCA says.
Okay.
Over under 6 burrito.
We go
Future Oil Painter says. I saw an Italian artist guy auctioning off a white platform, and he said it has an invisible sculpture on it and he would walk around it feeling it. QFX says.
Good for him.
They got a DKLMAO. Shrikitten says. What part of it means form is good?
They did gut DK.
Future Oil Painter says. He's probably 500 years ahead of technology to do that.
Well, I'm saying good for him because, like, if people are paying for that, he's essentially saying the emperor has no clothes and these people are idiots.
DK is okay.
DK was so good that 20% across the board is not going to hurt it.
QFX says. I watched Party Waffles yesterday and he basically didn't do shit, every game to deep damp. Sheer Curry says. Picasso did something like that.
Yeah, but they're going to figure out a way to make it broken. It's the first day, like you shift. Plus, you're talking about the rank ones, man.
Healers are just completely broken tuned now though.
Picasso did stuff like, yeah.
Selling nothing, I mean.
Yeah, but he was doing it. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't advocate for it. I think it's bullshit. You know what I think. I do not like it at all. I think those people I think they're wasting their lives, man. It's like they could be contributing in a better way than that. Stupid.
Not OCA says. Really like this work.
Thanks, man.
QFX
Appreciate
says,
it.
what is Emerald Cream's first 90 mage contributing?
I just need to get my gear and I'll be fine. I'm so far behind everybody. I have the worst. Everybody thinks I'm this nerd with this game. And yet the people who play the game know that I'm not, because I'm rarely on like right now, which
Not OCA says. No, you are not.
I'll get on. I'll be on tonight. I need to gear up. Xerxes was on my case today. I can't hold him back in twos. The meme bracket. We have too much to lose.
QFX says, at least you got Val for 3 seconds now.
Val he'll stay here. He's psyched. We're apparently, what's the something rise, the void, the PvP zone apparently is a lot of fun.
Future Oil Painter says, look, when painting, do you layer it on thinly?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. This I have done a combination of both. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm trying to push depth within its respective depth of the painting, right? So this is back there, so I'm not going to detail it as much as here, but I'm trying to create subtle contrast, work on the form, the ground, everything, the color. So I'm detailing it. This is kind of like, I do the same thing in portraiture. I could keep on pushing this, and I'll see more things to work on when my eye gets rested. I already see a lot here, but I don't know.
Not OCA says, don't make rings first. Not OCA says, or neck.
You're talking about with the heraldries? I never do with honor, though I probably should. Like, I know a lot of people, I've never done heraldries on anything except for the conquest.
Bristle Time says, are we talking WoW?
Yes, right now we are. Bristle Time, what's up?
QFX says, I heard MM is broken again. They gotta hard cast those aimed shots, but when they hit, you're in for some bad time.
I think they got buffed.
Future Oil Painter says,
they got buffed.
nerds.
We are.
Tai2GC says, good evening.
KB, what's up?
OCA says, you need to look up other mages to find your best embellishments.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I need to get the honor first, but you're right, and
Cher
I do.
Curry says,
yep.
Nerd alert.
We got infiltrated. I go on Murloc.io and I go from there. I check everybody out from there. Nerd alert. You are
Future
correct.
Oil Painter says, nerds assemble.
Assemble. Oh man. No, I was putting it off for a long time. I kind of needed a break.
Future Oil Painter says, all you need is a pocket protector. Not OCA says, remember you get 9 items that are for crafting, give you full 289 gear, all from your first win in a BGS.
But you gotta craft all that stuff. That's the thing. which I guess is worth it at the time, but it's just you got to spend all that money to do it.
Not OCA says. Easy.
I know. And I know it is. I haven't won. Should I do comp stomp
QFX
first?
says.
Probably.
Good old socket scam. Better sell a token KEKW.
Oh shit. Mess that up. Actually, does that? No, that doesn't work. Fix that. Where's my dark brush? Did I not have one? Here it is. Thought I had one.
Not OCA says. I made my cloak and wrist.
You put the
Not
embellishments
OCA
on
says. And neck.
neck. So 2 armor, because you can have 3 embellishments. I think you can. I
Not
think.
OCA says. Yeah.
Okay, so you did cloak, wrist. That's armor,
Not
and
OCA
then
says.
jewelry, and then you have a weapon.
2.
Are you sure? I think you're right. I think there's 3 kinds of embellishments, but you can only have 2.
KB Tai
I think
2GC
you're right.
says. It didn't read my message, but said I did a live model for shortened but over 2 sessions. It was cool to have more time to work for once. Not OCA
Yeah,
says.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
QFX says. Loki, the piece I posted on Cherise earlier, I had the dark as green and the lights were more blue and no clue how, but that shit complemented each other like crazy. Killed it with too much white though later on. Sheer Curry says. KB, that pose was amazing.
Is that KB's
Sheer Curry
Illachemo,
says.
right? I think.
Very difficult.
Yeah, with Illachemo, it's always
Not
getting enough
OCA
time.
says. Embellishments can only be applied to certain items. Bristle Time says. He's pushing the chroma bois. KB Tai 2GC says. Yes, Illachemo.
Illachemo, got it. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, because like you just need to spend more time on your work. You have the potential. It's just like it's all quick work, and there's value to that, but you need to spend more time on it. So I'm glad you're getting to.
Future Oil Painter says. Look, do you ever use the Bob Ross fan brushes?
Yeah, I do. I haven't been using it in this painting though,
KB Tai
but I
2GC
could.
says.
Probably should.
I have worked lately on that aspect as well. I'll post one charcoal soon.
Good.
Bristle Time says. Ruined. Skull emoji. Sheer Curry says.
What's ruined? This?
Do you ever use impasto for details? QFX says. I heard one frostbolt hits for 120% of an HP bar now.
Does it? It didn't hit hard before, so it is getting buffed. I'm all for sustained damage over Ray. I hate Ray. And I'm pretty good at getting it off, but once you get into the 18 and 1900s, it's going to be very difficult to pull that off. Yeah, there's too many ways of negating it. Such bullshit. So I'm glad they're taking out the importance of it. Honestly, I think it was a bad design. I think it was more of a PvE design. Personally.
QFX says. I mean you have a stun, just channel it with stun.
Yeah, I mean that's one way of doing it. You can go in there,
Not OCA
shape into a
says.
snowdrift into
Are
your
you a
burst.
engineer on your mage?
No,
KB Tai
I should
2GC
be.
says. Sheer Curry, it was a cool angle. I only did the sketch from that angle. I was 1.5 m away after that, enough to get the colors.
Um, something in between. I'll just bring this one up. There we go.
QFX says. That's what I used to do, hit my demolish into a shockwave so they could do shit about it. QFX says. Couldn't. Bristle Time says. What's the inspiration? We got a reference here.
This one at first. Okay, so it was a commission to do a Texas landscape, and so I was listening to what my client wanted, and
KB
so I did some AI
GC
generations
says,
to get an idea.
Sheer Curry, I find extreme foreshortening
I
easier
don't
because
always
you only
recommend.
pile simple shapes in front of each other. The midway arm half foreshortened becomes crazy hard.
So I
Future Oil Painter
used
says,
AI
how
to
did
get the
you
idea
get the
first, but
clouds
I'm
to
just
look
painting
cloudy?
out my head at this point. How did I get the clouds? That's what I wanted to work on, was the clouds. Clouds, you have to have sharps and sauce and good composition and get the colors correct.
Bristle Time says, amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't honestly. So the AI, I typed in essentially a Texas landscape painted by
KB
Corot.
Tai 2GC says, those cows have mad horns.
With longhorns. That's what I did. And so it gave me an idea. And I did a couple generations, and then I studied them technique-wise quite a bit. And some of them I would
QFX says,
study the technique and try to
Loki
replicate
losing
it.
avatar for arm sucks nuts.
Like here quite a bit. I try to do that. But yeah. I mean, I'm constantly trying to, like, right now I'm just experimenting with stuff, honestly. Do this here. Sharpen it.
Not OCA says,
Go.
take care my little burrito, good luck with farming tonight, everyone else take care.
Oh, call, see you, buddy. You be good.
QFX says, their whole direction of them wanting arms to be a double target hitter over anything is weird. Just give us single target and appeal like DK. Just sad watching DKS run circles around warriors on their horse.
You complain about Warrior more than I complain about Frost Mage, and I actually play the game. Oh, because Frost Mage is OP, and Warrior can't do anything, and they suck, and they got buffed. Big time. And I've come across very good Warriors before in my day. Fought some really good ones. Very good. They know how to swing that sword. That's why you
QFX
need to learn
says,
how to use your sword, man.
LOL, what's 1.15x of nothing?
Aw, you just need to learn how to use your little sword, QFX. Aw, QFX. QFX doesn't want to play because his sword doesn't work when he fights people. QFX, you don't play. You watch people and take the negative of what they say and you discard the positive. That's what you do. I am here for you when you want to play. And I will play with you and we will go and rise up. That's what we will do. That's what we do. We rise up. Knox decides who lives. QFX, you don't believe in you, but I believe in you.
QFX says,
Just,
yeah, I play Path of Exile now.
and there's your first mistake. Dumb. Dumb! You like Warcraft more. Even though you're like, oh my gosh. I never hear you talking about Path of Exile. You're always talking about Warcraft and you're complaining about it. Poor
QFX says, NA, I have thousands of hours on Path.
If you had thousands of hours on WoW, you wouldn't be complaining the way you're complaining right now. You'd be much better, and you'd know how to make your sword work. Your sword is broken. Your sword is broken, QFX.
QFX says, I probably have more time on WoW than you, Lel.
Than me? Well then, why aren't you playing? That's not such a hard feat, by the way, either. It's late before I can play. Half the time I don't even feel like it. That's why I haven't been playing much. It's because it's like every time I sit down to do something, every time I have time for myself, I feel my energy going and my life force going. I'm like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is when I'm going to die right now. And I wake up, it's the next day. I'm like, shit. I was so close. Anyway. Not bad. Gotta start cleaning up. Got a lot of work done today. That's good.
Future Oil Painter says, Lewis, what's good in life?
What's good in life? I want to quote Conan the Barbarian, but I haven't learned that quote yet. What is best in life?
QFX says, Scam Zerks into playing Rogue, then you can global something as RMP with Val.
He's a damn good rogue.
Sheer Curry says, Death.
Death. Shikari knows. She has a grasp on reality. She knows what it's about. The tombstone reads, I'm glad that's over with. The first 4 letters of paint, what are they? Pain. Pain!
Sheer Curry says, Finally.
Finally, exactly. Finally. QFX, your sword is bent. We need to unbend your sword.
QFX says,
You've gone through a lot.
RET Hunter X is gonna be nuts this season again too. KB Tai 2GC says, Move out of my respawn spot.
Respawn spot. QFX, you should be playing with me. You played for 1 month and you quit. 1 month. Oh, but people were mean to me. They were
QFX
mean.
says. I mean, I'm good on Path of Exile, it's more fun. You have a million people to play now anyway.
I want to play with you, you dick. Why? Been through this. Wow, those colors are all the same. Why did they do that? I didn't do a good job mixing.
Future Oil Painter says. Lewis, a hot air balloon would look cool in that sky.
It'd be really funny if I did that. I'm sure at some point I painted a penis into this as well, didn't I? I forgot to do the sky. I wanted to do this sector.
QFX says.
There.
Val is asking you every day to play Lel. Play with him.
He asked me in the
Sheer
middle
Curry
of me
says,
working.
Do Texans have hot air balloons?
I'm sure they do. I mean, it's not subject to just a single state. I'm sure there are hot air balloons out there. It's not like the Texans don't have them. Shakari, it's a big, big country, this is. It's a very big country. It is huge. If you ever fly over America, you're like, oh my gosh, we're still here. Russia must be insane, though. Russia's...
Sheer Curry says. I bet Texans call them flying machines. Sheer Curry says. I bet Texans call them flying machines. Sheer Curry says. Darn flying machines.
Yeah. Texans, man. Texans have always been known for their toughness, for their grit. They have.
QFX says. Russia has a load of land but it's cold. Think they only the southern regions are populated.
Yeah. There's a lot of unpopulated areas. I wonder how much resources. They probably have a lot of resources out there that they don't even know about. That's what I think. I think even like
Future
America,
Oil
we have a
Painter
lot
says,
too.
Made in New York City, that really chaps my hide.
What are you talking about, mating you? What are you talking about, man?
Sheer Curry says.
Oh, man.
The arts are so good in Russia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have some solid paintings over there.
Sheer Curry says. Chaps my hide LMAO. Future Oil Painter says. That's from an old salsa commercial.
Is it?
QFX says. Some of the artists on YouTube from Russia are juiced.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been over there before. St. Petersburg, Moscow. It is crazy. It is a very crazy place.
QFX says. They have a really good academy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheer Curry says. Tarnation yeehaw.
Tarnation, is that this what I always find
Sheer
it
Curry
funny
says,
what
no way you visited Russia.
I did visit Russia. I visited all around Shikuri.
KB Tai 2GC says. They have cheap artist grade oil paints.
I've been many places. I am very well traveled and versed in the
KB
ways
Tai
of
2GC
life.
says. I've been in Russia 4 times.
Wow.
QFX says. Bro has been everywhere except in Glad Range. KB Tai 2GC says. Always in St. Petersburg. Future Oil Painter says. Lewis escaped from Siberia allegedly.
It'd be tough. Russians have to be tough.
Sher Curry says. Is it even possible to visit Russia now?
I don't know about right now. I'm sure you can visit. You gotta be very careful when you're over there. It's not as safe as other countries.
KB Tai 2GC says. Yes.
So you can visit.
QFX says. Why would you LOL, they might not let you out. Future Oil Painter says. I've heard that men who visit Russia usually come back with a whole family. Windy City 1828
Windy
says,
City, there she is.
Hello, hello.
What's up? What's up, Windy City? We were just cleaning up, unfortunately. We got some good work done today, as we always do. I still have some solid work to get done on this painting, but it's looking good.
Sher Curry says. It's the other Cher fan. Windy City 1828 says. Ah yes. Future Oil Painter says. ID call it done, Lewis.
I could call it done if I wanted to, but there's still things that I want to do to
QFX
spice it up. So.
Is Brian coming in?
He's skiing right now. Which is good because he's been borderline going over the deep end even for himself recently. I've had to pull him back. He tried to fight me the other. Did I tell you what happened? Did I tell you all that he actually fought me in the studio?
It needs ducks.
Anyway. The man's 70 years old. I'm not going to fight him. I like messing with him. But you don't fight somebody who's
Future Oil Painter says.
older than you.
I think Brian comes to your studio as a therapy session.
I think he
Cher
does
Curry
too.
says.
I think I'm his only
Wasn't
friend.
that a joke? Future Oil Painter says. Cheaper than paying a psychiatrist. Sherry Kitten says. We saw him try on the class video.
So he tried again. And this happened the next week, which was last week, when it was the
QFX says.
session.
I mean, you pulled
Wednesday
that
session.
Matt out real quick when he wanted to go.
Exactly. I was trying to take away his excuses. Anyway, so he attacked me 3 o'clock during our 3 o'clock lesson because for whatever he was saying, he's saying like, all I have to do is this. So he goes up and he starts trying to punch me and stuff. And he's like, I could land a shot. And I said, I'd like to see you try it. And so he starts punching. I was just like, I was trying I didn't want to hurt he has very thin skin, so it tears easily. So I was trying to cushion. And so I was doing this and he started getting frustrated. So he starts trying to kick. So he went to kick and you just do this and block it with your knee. So I was just doing that type of stuff. And then at one point he tried, I don't know what he did, but he
UFX
started falling
says,
forward.
Is he a black belt or some?
No. He took judo probably for 3 months. A long time ago. That's it. And he fell against, I tried to stop him. He lost his footing, fell up against the wall, and tore the skin on his elbow. So I had to go and bandage him up again. Every time he tries to attack me, I end up having to bandage him because he can't reach these areas. So I'm like,
Cher Curry says.
it's insane.
He read a book about judo once.
That's exactly what it's like, though. Like, we laugh about it, but that's what it is. Like, you can't make this up. So then what happened? We weren't done. So then he's like, oh yeah, well, like, okay, fine. Like, maybe I can't do that here, but what are you going to do if I have this chair? And he picks a chair up and
QFX
lunges at me.
Judo isn't even punching or kicking how I understand it. It's more groundwork.
Yeah. No,
Share
that's
Curry
jujitsu.
says,
Judo's
the
more.
guy you are trying to fight bandaging you up LMAO.
Exactly. That's what I get every time. This is the second time I had to bandage him up. And then he takes a chair and he attacks me with it. And he's like, what are you going to do now? And he goes like this. And I just sidestep it, grab the chair from him. I say, now I have the chair. And so then he takes my a painting
says,
frame.
pardon me, but who's this you on about? Is he okay, whoever he is?
He's okay.
Sounds like a fight in the studio.
I'll explain in a second, because it wasn't a fight, but he was trying to fight me. But he wasn't angry. He was doing it I'll tell you why. But
QFX says,
anyway, he took a picture frame, tried to hit
is
me.
a bit extreme, isn't he?
He is. And so at that point I said, you're right. Because I was like, this is getting stupid. So I was like, you got me. But that's what it was like. Okay, so Windy City Brian is my, like, one of my students here. And the man is 70 years old.
Future Oil Painter says, is he married?
No, he's not married. He was twice. But anyway, so this is the thing. It's like they always say that if you take martial arts, don't tell anybody, especially when you're a kid. Don't say anything, because people will look at that and say, oh, well, I can take you, and they'll pick fights. Brian is the stereotypical person. If you get him going, he's like, well, I can beat you, and because he's read about in a book, oh, well, you do this, then you do this. This is what the name of this is called, so this must be it. But practice is totally different.
QFX says, he might need it the way he starts some shit with randoms.
Well, I told him, I said, you better not, I don't think you would. I said, look, in situations, you don't seek fights, you always seek to not engage with people. Like, that's the most sure way of, the closest thing to staying safe is to avoid the situation. That's number one.
Says, are his exes alive and well? Bristle Time says, do a boxing match to settle the score. Skull emoji.
The man's 70. Yeah, right. And so the other thing is,
QFX says, if he walks into stores starting so political shit, he's gonna get it eventually.
He is. That is a problem, because he can't.
Windy
control
City
himself.
1828 says, I don't want to get on the wrong side of Brian.
Anyway, the other thing is, you never want to assume that your opponent doesn't know anything, and that you do when you took X amount of classes so you can win.
Show him Michelangelo's nose, and ask him if he'd like a matching nose job.
Because that's how people get in trouble, is assuming the other person doesn't know how to fight. And that's what he was doing in the class with me. He was saying, I can beat you because I have this training and you don't. And it's a 70-year man telling a 19-year-old in peak physical condition, without any effort, it's just genetically how I am, I'm a specimen. And he's saying that to me, okay? He made every mistake you could possibly make. Unfortunately, I am not out there to get him. But he failed the test, let's put it that way.
3 months is kinda nothing though.
Exactly. 3 months isn't anything.
Who was the 19-year-old?
I'm 19. I've been very clear about this. He failed every single test that I put.
QFX says, that's like 12 sessions.
It's nothing, man. You can't, I mean, it's better than nothing, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's best that you don't have that because you're not cocky. And it depends on the person. But, like, I think you should know how to defend yourself. I mean, reasonably. But, like, it made every single mistake. Every mistake. And y'all saw him attacking me on stream. I literally,
QFX says,
with tore his skin, I grabbed his wrist
defense?
to stop him because he kept on swatting it. I was like, I stopped him like this so he wouldn't be able to do anything. And he starts moving and it tore his skin. And so I had to bandage him up. This stuff keeps on happening. Like, I get attacked and then I have to care for the attacker with him. It is funny. So that happened during stream, and then he did it again, and I had to bandage him up again. And I was making an effort that time. But again, I wasn't striking. He was just coming at me, and I said, I'll play totally defensive. I'm not going to strike. And I was just, that's all I did. Anyway, he's fine. He'll live.
Sheer Curry says, I bet he will still fight you again.
Yeah, I know.
Windy City 1828 says, you going to have to paint Brian, at least he will have to keep still for a month or so.
I'm not going to paint
Bristle
Brian.
Time says, old people got different kind of rules, skull emoji.
Yeah. Man, your body weakens as you get older. It's like your bones hollow out. And
QFX says, Lewis beating up people double his age again.
I didn't do anything. I have never once struck him. He's tried to strike me multiple times. It's unreal. And that's what I do. Like you see me. I goad him on. I do that
Future Oil Painter
because it's
says,
fun studying him.
yeah, I've met old guys like that. When I was actually 19, some people act that way not because of age, but because they have always had issues.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's like, I don't think he's been in a fight before. And so you can't. And that's the other thing. There are guys who have been trained who lose in fights because they just get hit. You can get knocked out. Like you got. That's why you have to take it serious.
Says,
you can't.
I'm 65 now. Maybe I'll start shit with people too soon.
65 showing your mom the painting with the giant tits. Is this what you want, Mom? Not like your skinny chicks that you do. She's too skinny. Okay, fine. What about this one? Boom. 65. Your mom's like 90, 85.
QFX says, I hide those when they visits LMAO.
Do you? You don't show her? QFX, did I ever show you the Coke Zero commercial? It's not your fault, the video game one. Video games are amazing. And he's showing his mom his artwork. And his mom's so disappointed because it's shit. And like a Cheerio falls off. That's what I keep on thinking every time you see.
You can't hide stuff from moms. Future
That's
Oil
also
Painter
true.
says, Lewis, these days, you never know, people might be packing. QFX
Exactly.
says,
that's why you avoid.
Oh yeah, with the noodle pick.
That's why you avoid. My cousin, okay. Yeah. Anyway, like any guy who's very well trained, they're not going out to pick fights. It's not like in the movies where they go out and try to pick a bar fight. It's not like that. They're trying to be like discreet. And that's the way to do it, man. Not to be a pussy, but you just don't try to get into the fight to prove, because you don't need to prove anything to yourself. Anyway, I'll be right back. Gotta brush. I'll keep the stream on. There's one brush. One brush. Got
QFX
it.
says. Yeah, those dudes have to tell people they are trained before going into a fight cause they just demolish a random. Sheer Curry says. I wear people out with my personality. Then I attack. Bristle Time says. Let's see, skull emoji. QFX says. Curry the kinda guy to stab you while you dream about hot chicks drooling all over the place. Future Oil Painter says. In the Navy wet joke around by saying you know, I like you, that's why I'm gonna delete you last. Sheer Curry says. Gotta play dirty to win. Bristle Time says. Can anyone tell me the difference between normal cows and longhorns? Sheer Curry says. They're horns I suppose. Bristle Time says. LOL. QFX says. I mean I got a long burrito. Windy City 1828 says. Cher Curry, have you seen Cher in concert? Cher Curry says. Yes. Cher Curry says. In 2019. How about you?
All right. All right. What do we got? The difference between normal cows and longhorns. Longhorns have long horns.
QFX
I got a
says.
long burrito.
What does your shirt say, Marine Gayer?
Yes. What does your shirt say,
Future
Marine
Oil
Gear?
Painter says.
Shut up.
Turning back time. Windy City 1828 says. I saw her on the Heart of Stone tour.
Marine Layer. Jerk.
Cher Curry says. I'm extremely jealous.
Who'd you get to see? You said you got to see. Hold on, missing it? Why can't I see this? Oh, Tony Red. Who was that you got to see though?
Future Oil Painter says. Time to start the night painting shift.
I don't know how you do it, man.
Future Oil Painter says. In 1 hour.
Are you gonna stream? You're streaming in an hour? On Twitch? You should link it in my Discord. I don't care where you post it. Just you can advertise in there. I give you permission. This painting I've learned a lot on.
Future Oil
This is
Painter
good.
says. I could stream. QFX says. You gonna work closely with Zerks before bed today? Cher Curry says. I used to send Cher horrible drawings of her on Twitter, but she liked a lot of them somehow, lol. That's how I know she's amazing. Future Oil Painter says. Okay dookie.
Curry. Yeah, I needed, everybody's on my case because I have not played, and so I need to, my life is so weird. Everybody's on my case for not playing Warcraft. How does this happen? Oh. Just want to get up, get this thing over
Windy
with.
City 1828 says. Cher Curry, that's cool. QFX says. I liked your paintings too. Does that mean I'm amazing? Cher Curry says. Yes, QFX. Cher Curry says. It does. Cher Curry says. It means you have fine taste. QFX says. Damn right. Future Oil Painter says. I just need to rest for a few minutes after work. Future Oil Painter says. Damn Skippy. QFX says. I know a solid fridge work when I see one. Sheer Curry says. I'm gonna buy a huge fat oil painting and hang it on my fridge.
Like knock a child out with it with opening the fridge.
QFX says. Why buy it when you can paint it yourself?
Because it's extremely frustrating. And it takes time and it's hard. Oh, is it hard? If that's too much blue. Be able to tell in the morning, you're my boy Blue.
QFX says. What else is hard after a wrestle session with Brian?
We're gonna ignore that. Be characteristically above it. Everything always goes back to the penis with you, doesn't it? Admit it.
Sheer Curry says. I wonder what QFX means. Bristle Time says. Mud, someone say mud, skull emoji. QFX says. Burrito is the foundation of life.
Tehe. What is this word? Tehe. I'll start reading the that way. ID. They really need to update the text to speech. I'd.
QFX
I
says.
apostrophe G, not ID.
None of us would exist without solid burrito action.
Solid burrito action.
Sheer Curry says.
You're right.
No te womb. Future Oil Painter says. Real men mix pigments by crushing rocks with hammers.
No. Te womb. Tehe. No, the womb. She meant to say the womb. Tehe. Womb. No. Tehe.
Sheer Curry says. Real men shoot rocks.
Bad. Makes a lot of stuff. Taking note. I'm taking note.
Sheer Curry says. Le womb. QFX
Hello.
says, I thought about houses are kinda like wombs.
See, this conversation's intellectual ranking is really skyrocketing right now. I thought about houses. It does remind me of a womb, in fact. I don't know what house you're living in. Are you incubating in your house?
Sheer Curry says, that's very deep QFX.
I think you're mixing up deep and retarded.
Sheer Curry says, my brain is shrinking. QFX says, it's a place of safety.
Yeah. See that. This, to me, looks better. I don't know if y'all can tell that. Did I get moved? Why is it moving that way?
Sheer Curry says, very poetic.
All right, guys, I gotta run. I'll try to stream again this week. I want to continue with this thing. I really do want to get this painting done. And I think
Sheer
it's pretty
Curry
close.
says, that's why one should midge every 9 months. Sheer Curry says, move.
All right,
Windy
guys.
City 1828 says, cheerio.
I'll see you guys.
QFX says, Arrivederci Emerald Cream's juiciest mage.